إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما.
Hill TV, keeping you in the know.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you. Welcome to Hill TV, and this is what we always say, that we shall always keep you in the know. I welcome you from the previous episodes and programs that we had last time. That was on Thursday, where we had the program about the essence of the Peace Symposia, and that was brought to you by our respected Sadran Majlis Khudam Ahmadiyya Uganda. And we had also yesterday programs also concerning about concerning the Peace Symposium. We are going to be bringing more and more of the programs to you. Our motto is to keep you in the know, and we have a lot of stuff in the store. What we always encourage our members is that please keep subscribing, sharing, and liking. That is very, very important. And it is because of your subscription, sharing, and liking that makes Hill TV what it is. Without you, Hill TV cannot be what it is today. Now, today, my apologies to you is that I was not the one supposed to be here, but it was my brother Bashir Nambari who was supposed to be here to take on this broadcast, which has been named The Impact of Peace Symposia on a Local and International Scale. And because of the unavoidable commitments and emergencies, he was not able to be here. That is why I am here. My name is Rashid Nahoho Matselele, who is going to be your host on this broadcast. Now, we are looking at the impact of the Peace Symposia on the local and international level. This has been done as a precursor for the upcoming event, the national event here in Uganda, which is going to be organized on 16th April 2023 under the banner of the National Majlis Khudam Ahmadiyya, or call it the Ahmadiyya Youth Association of Uganda, which is going to organize this Peace Symposia in this month of Ramadan, and it is the 9th of its kind. It has been the Majlis Khudam Ahmadiyya in Uganda, or the Ahmadiyya Association of the Youth here in Uganda, has always organized this Peace Symposium during the month of Ramadan, and it organizes, it calls people from all walks of life to come and discuss about peace, talk about uniting communities and portraying or preaching to them the true teachings of Islam concerning peace. Now, this one is the 9th of it, and the theme of this Peace Symposia is going to, this broadcast rather, is going to be rotating around the impact of Peace Symposia on a local and international level. Of course, when we talk about peace, peace is the need, or it's a commodity. It is the treasure that is now needed today in the world. Amidst the world turbulences which are going on around the world, we are seeing the war in Ukraine and between Ukraine and Russia. We are seeing countries being they are being going through a lot of disputes, conflicts, and all these indicate that indeed the world is in need of peace. And The Ahmadiyya Muslim community, both at the local and international level, it has been at the forefront of preaching the message of peace, especially from the Islamic perspective. It has been at the forefront of uniting communities, bringing people together from all backgrounds and telling them how can we coexist, how can we live in harmony, how can we live in peace. And the person who has been at the forefront of this is our beloved Khalifatul Masih, or the world leader of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, may God be his helper. He has traveled to many places around the world preaching the message of peace. He has talked to the nobles of the American state, United States of America at Capitol Hill. He has talked to the nobles of the European continent at the European Parliament. He has traveled to the nobles of the United Kingdom. Be in Africa, every part of the world, this message of peace has been echoed by our beloved His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad. May God be his helper. And that has also given the followers of all the members of the Jamaat Ahmadiyya to follow in his footsteps. That is why in every country such symposia are being organized for the purpose of preaching peace. Now, in today's peace symposia, we are going to have a number of people who are going to take us through this. They're going to tell us why we need this peace symposia. Why should people come here, there where I'm standing right now, where the National Peace Symposia is going to be? Why should we call people to talk about peace? We are going to have scholars of the Jamaat Ahmadiyya community from here in Uganda and across borders. We are going to also be having the leaders of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association from different parts of Africa. And here on my list, I have 5 of them who are going to take us through. Now, I'm going to be taking you through a list of these people who are going to be taking us through this broadcast. First of all, our first speaker is going to be respected Adam Hamid Sembajwe, who is the National Secretary Tabligh here in Uganda, and is going to discuss is Islam truly a religion of peace? This is the topic of his discussion, and we shall be hearing from him. Is it really Islam? Is it true that Islam is a religion of peace, especially at such a time when Islam is being portrayed as a religion of people who are heartless, people who are killers, who are terrorists? Is it true that Islam is a religion of peace as we claim? So we are going to be hearing from him. And now our second speaker will be Mulvi Muhammad Maurice Kamara, Sadran Majlis Khudam al-Ahmadiyya, Sierra Leone, and he will be speaking about the Peace Symposia, a tool for spreading the message of Islam Ahmadiyya. And then a third speaker will be Sadr Majlis Khudam al-Ahmadiyya, Kenya, and that one will be respected Shabir Ombago. And he's going to be speaking about the impact of Peace Symposia in cleaning the image of Islam. Then the fourth speaker shall be Sadr Majlis Khudam al-Ahmadiyya, Ghana, and that one will be Mr. Hanif Bipua, and he will be speaking about Peace Symposia, a strong tool in strengthening ties with the central government. Of course, we need the people in power, much as we have the spiritual food, but they are in power, and we need good relationship between them. And this might be one of the reasons why we organize such Peace Symposium, for that purpose of creating a good relationship with the people who lead us. Then the fifth speaker is going to be Sadran Majlis Kudamla Ahmadiyya Uganda, and his topic of discussion is going to be what is the essence of organizing these peace symposia? Why do we need them? We shall be also hearing from him. And then we shall be having our 60th speaker, that is a scholar from United Kingdom, respected Sheikh Ali Muwanda. And he will be also joining us in this discussion. He will be taking us through the topic of impact of peace symposia on an international scale. We shall also listen from him. Then lastly, we are going to be having Sadr Majlis Kudamla Ahmadiyya Nigeria. I hope our people in Nigeria, you are watching us live right now, and your Sadr Saib will be joining us, Mr. Abdul Rakib Akitunda, and he will be speaking about the topic that is Peace Symposia, a tool of strengthening interreligious brotherhood. So this is what we are going to be having. These are the people who are going to take us through this. So I request our members that now the broadcast has just begun. Please don't go away. Stay watching, and as I speak right now, without wasting time, I want us now to cross to the studios to hear from our first speaker, that is respected Adam Hamid Sembajwe, the National Secretary of Tabligh here in Uganda, and taking us through the topic, is Islam truly a religion of peace?
Islam is a religion of peace. Islam stands for peace. The very word Islam means peace. Islam seeks to establish peace between man and his creator. Islam also seeks to establish peace between man and his fellow human beings. When we read in the Holy Quran, in chapter 30, verse 31 of the Holy Quran, Allah the Almighty says that فَأَكِمْ وَجْهَكَ لِلنَّاسِ لِلدِّينِ حَنِيفًا فِطْرَةَ اللَّهِ الَّتِي فَطَرَ النَّاسَ عَلَيْهَا, which means that so set their face to the service of religion with single-minded devotion, and follow the nature made by Allah, the nature according to which He has fashioned mankind. The nature which is being referred to in this verse of the Holy Quran is that man by nature is peaceful. Man by nature wants to be in peace, and definitely that is the very reason why the religion brought by the Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was named peace, which was named Islam, which means peace. So whatever is taught to us in Islam, it seeks to establish peace between man and his creator. How? By demanding of man to be peaceful to his creator, to be obedient to his creator, to pray to his creator, and to sacrifice the whole of his life for his creator. When man chooses to be peaceful to his God, then he has chosen to be at peace with his creator. And when man disobeys God, definitely there is no peace between man and his creator. It isn't enough for one to be obedient to God the Almighty alone. It is also expected of man, according to Islam, to be at peace with his fellow human beings. It is for that real reason that the Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught, and he himself was the example, that whenever we should meet each other, be it a Muslim or a non-Muslim, we should greet each other with a salutation of peace. Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be unto you. You wish peace for everybody. The Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was very clear that you should offer that greeting of salutation of peace to whoever you know or you don't know. And he even said that Islam will flourish for as long as people will be giving salam to each other, meaning wishing peace for everybody. When we give a salutation of peace, which is assalamu alaikum, it means that don't expect any harm from me. You should only expect peace from me. And that stands for Islam. That stands for peace. So the nature upon which man was molded, according to Islam, was peace. And anything that shatters peace in the world cannot be Islamic. It is simple. Many people out there keep asking that what is Islamic? What is to be done according to the true teachings of Islam? Anything which is against peace is not Islamic. And anything that is peaceful, definitely, that is what Islam seeks to establish. Again, in another verse of the Holy Quran, in chapter 16 of the Holy Quran, verse 91, Allah the Almighty, He enjoins us to be peaceful and to be just. In chapter 16 of the Holy Quran, just a minute, chapter 16 of the Holy Quran, verse 91, Allah the Almighty says, it's very interesting when you read it from the Holy Quran and you see how the Holy Quran is explicit in drawing a roadmap for us to be peace. How can we achieve peace? And what are the Islamic teachings for establishing peace in the world? And peace not only for Muslims, not only for Africans, peace for everybody is the peace that Islam seeks to establish in this world. In chapter 16, that's Surah An-Nahl of the Holy Quran, verse 31, Allah the Almighty says that Inna Allah ya'muru bil adli wal ihsan wa ita'i dhil qurba wa yanha 'anil fahsha'i wal munkari wal baghi ya'idukum la'allakum tadhakkarun. Here, the Holy Quran has pointed out a few things which if we do, we will be able to safeguard peace. And if we unfortunately do, they may shatter peace. Which are they? Allah the Almighty says that verily Allah enjoins justice and doing of good to others and giving like kindred. So these are the things which we should look out for if we want to establish peace. Islam does not only talk about peace, but Islam guides us on how we can establish peace, peace which works for each and everybody. In the verse, Allah the Almighty says that verily Allah enjoins justice. Justice means that do rightly for everybody, not justice only for Muslims, not justice only for Africans, but justice for everybody. We should not be unjust to anybody, but we should behave equally with everybody. And it also enjoins us that and doing good to others. If what you want to be done for you, what you would want to be treated like, do the same good for everybody. We should be good to everybody. We should be merciful to everybody. We should help each and everybody. And this should also tell you that the peace that Islam ushers in is not peace only for Muslims or for Arabs or for Africans, but for everybody. Even such a person who has misbehaved to you, who has mistreated you, it is expected of you that you will not behave likewise with him, but you will be just to him and you will do good to that person. Indeed, that goes a long way in establishing peace in the world. Again, the Holy Quran goes ahead and says, and giving like kindred. The way somebody gives a relative, a loved one, a child, a parent, that is how we should give to another person to establish mutual relationship of love, loving each other, caring for each other, visiting the sick, giving the poor, inviting those who are poor, who don't have what to eat, to help them to have what to eat. Do that for the sake of God. Don't do it when you want to achieve anything, for any selfish motive. No, just for humanity. It is for that reason that Sayyidina Hazrat Khalifatul Masih IV, he established humanity first, so that we re-establish that teaching of the Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ of helping each and everybody out there, anybody in distress, anybody in need, anybody in suffering. It is enjoined upon us as Muslims that we should help them. Indeed, under humanity first, we Ahmadiyya Muslims, we go out to help each and everybody, following these injunctions of the Holy Quran, that we do good for each and everybody. It is our responsibility that nobody should go hungry when we can help out. No child should remain out of school if we can do anything about it. Nobody should be in suffering if we can help. That is Islam. And such care is not only for Ahmadis, it's not only for Muslims, it's not only for Africans, not for Arabs, for everybody. It's for that reason that in Jamaat Ahmadiyya, our motto is love for all, hatred for none. Because the justice that the Holy Quran enjoins us to follow is justice that is for everybody. We are commanded to do good for everybody. We are commanded to care for everybody. So if we all embrace that teaching, then truly we will have peace in this world. Even those who have done bad to us, we should be forgiving. That is what the Holy Quran teaches us. Indeed, the Holy Quran again says that وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى, that we should cooperate in doing good, but we should not cooperate in doing evil. Where there is an opportunity, according to that verse of the Holy Quran, where there is an opportunity, there is no reason why Ahmadiyya Muslims, for that matter, should not join hands with our Christian brothers to clear a road, to clear a well, to help the sick. That is how, if we have that cooperation, then we can all be, can love each other. We can care for each other, and we can establish a loving and caring society. So, indeed, there are some people out there who think that because we are Muslims, we should hate Christians. No way. According to that verse of the Holy Quran, which says that وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ, that we should cooperate, there should be cooperation between Muslims on matters of doing good in society. So when we have that cooperation, we Muslims and our Christian brothers and all Hindu brothers and Sikh brothers, when we all cooperate in doing good, then we will be able to establish peace in the world. Indeed, that goes a long way to answer the question that was posed to me, that is Islam truly a religion of peace? Indeed, from the verses that have presented before you, it is very clear from them that indeed Islam seeks to establish peace between man and his fellow human being, but also to establish peace between man and his creator. That way, peace will flourish in the world, peace that works for everybody. Finally, I say that love for all, hatred for none. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much. Welcome back from Brother Mulvi Muhammad Maurice Kamara. We thank you for such beautiful and spiritual words that we have heard from you. May the people of
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Peace Symposia as a tool for spreading the message of Islam Ahmadiyyat. First and foremost, we should know that the message of Islam is for everybody. It's for the poor, the rich, the old, the young, the traders, the farmers, the politicians, the ministers, the parliamentarians, the ambassadors. In short, is for all walks of life. And the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam conveyed this message to the slaves, the women, the common people, to the chiefs, the kings and emperors of his time. He wrote letters to them and invites them to accept Islam. He used to gather people and convey the message of Islam to them in a peaceful manner. In the same way, the promised Messiah and Imam Mahdi alayhi salam followed the sunnah of his master, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, by writing letters and articles and invites different leaders to accept Islam, like the Queen of Victoria. After him, a formidable Khilafah system has been established in the Jamaat, which continues to carry out the responsibility of spreading the peaceful message of Islam Ahmadiyyat to the world, as our faith demands us to try and urge people in all parts of the world, whether rich or poor, whether powerful or oppressed, whether religious or irreligious, towards peace and justice. Since Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, Ayadahullahu Ta'ala bi Nasrul Aziz, was elected as Khalifatul Masih, His Holiness has led a worldwide campaign to convey the peaceful message of Islam through all forms of print and digital media. Under his leadership, national branches of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community have launched campaigns that reflect the true and peaceful teachings of Islam. Ahmadi Muslims the world over are engaged in grassroots efforts to distribute millions of peace leaflets to Muslims and non-Muslims alike, host interfaith and peace symposia, and organize exhibitions of the Holy Quran to present its true and noble message. These campaigns have received worldwide media coverage and demonstrate that Islam champions peace, loyalty to one's country of residence, and service to humanity. In my country, Sierra Leone, for example, during our just concluded Jalsa Salana, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone said, if all Sierra Leoneans are Ahmadis, then Sierra Leone will be the most peaceful country on planet Earth. This is in accordance to the concept of practicing what you preach that has always been preached by His Holiness. For example, in 2004, His Holiness launched the annual National Peace Symposium, in which guests from all walks of life come together to exchange ideas on the promotion of peace and harmony. Each year, the symposium attracts many serving ministers, parliamentarians, politicians, religious leaders, and other dignitaries. His Holiness strives to establish peace at every level of society. He constantly advised members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community to carry out a jihad or struggle of the self to strive to reform individually, which is the true and biggest form of jihad, so that every Ahmadi Muslim can first establish peace on an individual level and then be enabled to also help others find peace at an individual and collective level on local, national, and international platforms. His Holiness is striving to advise all others of the practical means of establishing peace based on the true teachings of Islam. As spiritual leader of Ahmadi Muslims all over the world, he vigorously champions the cause of Islam through a refreshing message of peace and compassion. In the opening of the Baitul Ahad Mosque in Japan on 21st November 2015, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, Ayadahullahu Ta'ala bi Nasrul Aziz, said, "Today, as a missionary organization, we are contributing to propagate the message of the promised Messiah alayhi salam to all parts of the world. We seek to spread Islam not by force or compulsion, but through love and compassion. Our community and our mosque fulfill those purposes for which the Holy Kaaba was built, to spread peace in the world. Our mosques are beacons of light that illuminate their surroundings." Addressing the means for peace, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, Ayadahullahu Ta'ala bi Nasrul Aziz, said, "We should realize and recognize the critical need of the hour. We must accept that peace can only be built upon the solid functions of honesty, integrity, and justice. These are the keys to peace. Until there is honesty and justice, no solution will ever prove beneficial." His Holiness spoke about the objectives of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community and its commitment to spreading the true and peaceful message of Islam across the world. Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, Ayadahullahu Ta'ala bi Nasrul Aziz, said, "We, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, have no power or worldly influence. Our objectives are purely spiritual, and so we do not seek power or government. We have no political ambitions or objectives." Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, Ayadahullahu Ta'ala bi Nasrul Aziz, continued to state that as a religious community, We desire only that the world comes to recognize its creator, and that people fulfill the rights of one another. To fulfill these twin objectives, we made every possible effort in all parts of the world. We seek to inform others that Islam's teachings have no link with the violence and disorder witnessed in the world. His Holiness has addressed worldly leaders and people from all walks of life in different parliaments of the globe, like the British Parliament, the Capital Washington, the European Parliament, the New Zealand National Parliament, so on and so forth, where he conveyed to them the peaceful message of Islam Ahmadiyya. And out of this peace symposia, lots of people have come to realize the peaceful message of Islam Ahmadiyya. Some of them even made beautiful statements about the Khalifa and the Jamaat. Lord Tariq Ahmad of Wimbledon, Minister for Communities, said, "The Ahmadiyya Muslim community is the voice of peace, the voice of humanity, the voice of integration. It is the voice of true Islam." Retired Honorable Justice Greening, MP, Secretary of State for International Development, said, His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, Ayyadahullahu Ta'ala bi Nasrul Aziz, is a tireless advocate for peace in a conflict-ridden world. The way the Ahmadiyya Muslims reach out to the wider community is exemplary, and so I place great value on my relationship with the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. In Sierra Leone today, like many other countries of the world, where Jamaat Ahmadiyya is established, people, regardless of the perception they hold for Ahmadiyya, one thing that is common among them all is that Ahmadiyya is a peaceful Jamaat. Even our locality, we don't make things difficult for our neighbors. Inasmuch as we believe that Ahmadiyya is the true Islam, we also have high respect for other religious sects and organizations. Other people have even used our peacefulness as a weapon against us. But Allah the Almighty has always been our helper and protector. The establishment of an international organization that seeks the welfare of mankind, regardless of their sect, color, nationality, or background, by Jamaat Ahmadiyya is a clear indication of how peaceful the Jamaat is striving for the world to be. Jazakumullah asana jaza. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much. Welcome back from Brother Mulvi Muhammad Maurice Kamara. We thank you for such beautiful and spiritual words that we have heard from you. May the people of Hill TV who are watching this program benefit so much, and may the people of Sierra Leone also take this message as serious. I like the fact that he has pointed out the tours which were made by His Holiness, the worldwide leader of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, touring different people in Japan and telling them about the message of Islam Ahmadiyya and how Islam emphasizes the aspect of people living in harmony, coexistence between communities, and by doing such, the message of Ahmadiyya is given to the outside world, showing that really the message of Ahmadiyya is all about peace. Thank you very much, Brother Mulvi Muhammad Maurice Kamara, for such that speech. Let's right now go to our brother Sadran Majlis Khudam Ahmadiyya Kenya, Mr. Shabir Ombago, and he will be taking us through the impact of Peace Symposia in cleaning the image of Islam Ahmadiyya.
Honored guests, distinguished speakers, and fellow participants, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon you. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers of this event, led by Sadran Ahmadiyya Uganda, and his able team for giving me this opportunity to address this honored audience on the impact of Peace Symposium on cleaning the name of Islam. As we all know, Islam over the years has faced scrutiny and debate, and unfortunately, such debates have led to some people believing or associating Islam to extremism, terrorism, and violence. These events that we've organized today offer opportunity to everyone involved, especially Muslims, to showcase the true teachings and the true face of Islam. These peace symposiums bring together people from different faiths, different sectors of economy, and even from the government. And through this, everyone gets to know and understand what Islam really means. One of the main impacts of peace symposiums has been the promotion of understanding and tolerance among people of different faiths. As I've mentioned, people from different faiths converge and meet in these events, and through these events they get to understand what each of their faiths, each of their dominations teach, and also understand the different teachings of other faiths. This is extremely important, especially in this world where Islamophobia has continued to increase, and many people are looking for answers. They want to know and understand what Islam really teaches. Secondly, the impact of Symposium has been the promotion of positive media coverage. As we all know, media has also been part of promotion of the ideology about or associating Islam to extremism and other negative faculties. But through this peace symposium, we invite several media houses, several outlets, and through this they get to understand what Islam really means, and from there they can pass the information to their listeners. They can report what has been told or what has been discussed during this peace symposium, and hence the message reaches to different people, to different parts of the world. Another aspect or importance that I would also like to address is the promotion of peace and stability in different regions. When different leaders and different people from different regions and sectors meet during these peace symposiums, they get to understand each other. They get that platform to discuss on different issues, to discuss among themselves what can really help in promoting the peace in the regions where they have been, especially those leaders that haven't been able to communicate to each other simply because they come from different regions, simply because they have different opinion on different matters. But when they are invited in these peace symposiums, they get to that platform to communicate to each other. We get to break that barrier between them, and then hence enhancing peace between them, and then they can now spread that peace and stability among the rest of their their community. In conclusion, honorable audience, peace symposiums are very vital in promoting peace and stability in this world. They are a media in which different leaders can meet, different people can meet, and through this, as we need, as the world really needs a platform where everyone can discuss issues that affect the society, issues that affect different people, and when we meet during this symposia, we get to know each other, to understand each other, and hence promoting peace and stability in the world we live in. And through this, we also get to clean the name of Islam, and people will get to understand what Islam really means, what really Islam teaches, and what Muslims are and what they practice as a whole. Once again, I'd like to thank the organizers. I'd like to thank the listeners for giving me this opportunity. It's an honor that I've been able to address you. It's an honor that I've been able to address and really explain why we really need more of this peace symposia in the world around. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Welcome back from Brother Shabir Ombago, Sadran Majlisudam Ahmadiyya, Kenya. And he has been talking about the impact of the peace symposia in cleaning the image of Islam. Of course, he has pointed out in his discussion that we are living in an age, as I told you in my introduction, that there is a lot of Islamophobia around the world. Islam has been portrayed as a religion that spreads disorder. And he has actually made it very clear that the purpose of the peace symposia that we organize, they help us to bring these people who are not Muslims, who have the fear, who have not heard about the true message of Islam, to come and listen to the beautiful teachings of Islam spread by Islam Ahmadiyya. In the same line, the press is also around, because the press plays a very big role in bringing communities together. And when the press comes and get this information, then they go to spread it to their audiences and their publics. Ultimately, the world gets a better feel, a better message of Islam, and this, at the end of the day, clears the air, the fears and the phobias that exist about Islam. Thank you very much, Brother Ombago, Sadran Majlisudam Ahmadiyya, Kenya. Now let's go to the next speaker, that is Sadran Majlisudam Ahmadiyya, Ghana, Mr. Hanif Bipwa, who will be taking us on the topic Peace Symposium, a strong tool in strengthening ties with the central government.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhum. I am Hanif Bipwa, serving as the Sadran Majlisudam Ahmadiyya, Ghana. I'm most grateful and appreciative to my counterpart, the Sadran Majlisudam Ahmadiyya of Uganda. I'm also grateful to the Jamaat Ahmadiyya of Uganda for this opportunity to make some inputs or some contributions into the impending National Peace Symposium by the Jamaat Ahmadiyya in Uganda. I'm most privileged particularly because of the focus of the topic of the Peace Symposium, which has to do with the impact of peace, or the impact of the Peace Symposium on the local and international scale. Hence my participation, because we are coming from far away in Ghana. Peace Symposium historically has always been a tool that is being used by Jamaat Ahmadiyya to bring together people of various faiths. But in more recent times, we have noticed that the Peace Symposium has offered even greater opportunity between Jamaat Ahmadiyya and the government. I would speak with particular reference to experience I have here in Ghana, because we have organized a Peace Symposium here in the past few years in Ghana. The responses that Jamaat Ahmadiyya Ghana got from the Peace Symposium that was organized here in Ghana was overwhelming. To speak particularly to the strengthening of the ties of relationship between Jamaat and the government through the organization of Peace Symposium is a very important thing that I want to talk about. It cannot be underestimated. It is through Peace Symposium that Jamaat Ahmadiyya Ghana has been able to clarify the position of Islam as far as religion is concerned, i.e., there are too many misconceptions about the religion of Islam. But through the platform of the Peace Symposium, Jamaat Ahmadiyya Ghana was able to pull together various government functionaries from the executive arm of government, the legislature, and even the judiciary. I'm confident that with the organization of this Peace Symposium by Jamaat Ahmadiyya of Uganda, it will afford you the opportunity to have a conversation with government functionaries that have been invited. In fact, it opens various channels of communication and conversation concerning pertinent issues ranging from national to local issues concerning individuals in Uganda. It is through the Peace Symposium that the nation, the government itself, realizes the importance of Islam in the state. I have come to find out that Uganda is a majority Christian nation. Majority of the citizens and people in Uganda are mostly Christians, with a small population of less than 20% Muslim. But through this Peace Symposium, it is likely the government will notice the crucial role that Islam plays in the lives of the people of Uganda. It is possible that through this Peace Symposium, the government will realize that Islam has offered a platform for people to come together and discuss about issues that border around religion. I'm sure too that Uganda, being a modern democracy, obviously guarantees the right to religion. And that is why I believe Ahmadiyya has had a peaceful time in Uganda. Hence, it means that we would get the opportunity to discuss about these rights of freedom to religion. We also get the opportunity to let people of diverse faiths understand the position of Islam when it comes to interreligious unity. They would come to notice that in fact we have a lot in common than we have dividing us. When this is done, the benefits that the government gets from it are so enormous. They include, but not limited to, the fact that there is likely to be adequate information for government to make policies that affect the people in the country if they have anything to do with religion. It is likely that the government is going to save a lot of money on unnecessary conflicts that may arise through interreligious friction, because then people of diverse religious backgrounds would have known each other very well and known how to work together peacefully without any friction. The government is going to save a lot of money preventing peacekeeping missions in all parts of the country, avoiding spending money on the security agencies to go and keep peace in various places due to conflicts that may arise due to religious disharmony. So, the point I'm trying to make is that the Peace Symposium actually becomes a platform for people from all manner of backgrounds, religious backgrounds, to sit together and understand the points of unity between us as far as our religions are concerned. Fortunately, I have also found out that Uganda is actually made majority of Christians who are of the Orthodox extraction, i.e. Catholic and Anglican, if I'm not mistaken, which means that we are almost unanimously made of Abrahamic faiths, which means we have a lot in common. This peace symposium will let us discover this unity, and for that matter, the government will get to realize how everybody is linked rather than divided. When we organize this peace symposium, Jamaat Ahmadiyya is going to benefit so much. We are going to benefit so much because then the whole country, the people of Uganda, would realize the true teachings of Islam that has been carried on by Ahmadiyya and being taught by Jamaat Ahmadiyya. They would get to realize that the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is the leader of Islam right now, because it's only the Ahmadiyya Muslim community that teaches the true teachings of Islam in their pristine purity. It is when this is explained to people of government and people of diverse religion that they will then get to notice that Islam indeed is a religion that they must embrace. Even if they will not embrace Islam, which is not our foremost concern, but they will know that the teachings of Islam, if we rely on them, are likely to deliver to us peace in our nations, i.e. Uganda, and by extension, the rest of the African continent. And so, I would congratulate the Jamaat Ahmadiyya in Uganda, my contemporary, the Sadran Majlis Udamul Ahmadiyya in Uganda, for extending this beautiful opportunity for us all. I have found out that my colleague Sadran from some other countries in Africa are participating in this. So I'm grateful that I'm also participating in this particular program in order to promote your peace symposium. I believe that you will benefit immensely, and the government is likely to realize that Ahmadiyya is a partner in development, because it is the true teachings of Islam when taught by Ahmadiyya that is going to let people unite and work together to uplift the nation and make it a better place to live in peace and interreligious harmony and unity. So I wish you all the best in your peace symposium. We'll be following on the D-Day, on the day of the symposium itself. We'll follow you on your virtual platforms, inshallah, so that we'll all benefit from it, the spiritual blessings, the moral blessings, and all manner of blessings. I'm confident that you would have attained the blessings and the permission of our beloved Khalifa, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih Al-Khamis, Ayadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasir al-Aziz, before carrying out this program. Hence, I am left with no doubt in my mind that it will be a blessed and successful program, and the people of Ghana, particularly Majlis Udamul Ahmadiyya Ghana, extend our best wishes to you during this program. Jazakumullahu ahsanul jaza for inviting us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu.
Wow, that is very nice, very interesting, and I hope people watching Hill TV, you are enjoying such words. That has been Sadr Majlis Udamul Ahmadiyya Ghana, Mr. Hanif Bipua. He has been taking us through how this peace symposia help us to strengthen our ties and our relationship with the people who are in power, who are in authority. And of course, these are the people who are, they also need this message, because they are the people leading us. And as the previous speaker talked about the Islamic phobia that is around the world, and it has made many leaders, those people who are in the corridors of power, to put in rules and of course introduce rules which are against or oppressive towards the Islamic community. But when we organize these peace symposia, when these people come and they hear this message, they get a new perspective of Islam, then we get a good relationship with them. Thank you very much, our brother Hanif Bipua from Ghana. Give our salam to the people of Ghana. Now let's cross to our fifth speaker, that is Sadr Majlis Udamul Ahmadiyya Uganda, who is going to take us through the topic, what is the essence of organizing these peace symposia?
Gwangamba. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم وعلى عبده المسيح موعود أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي الأمر واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Al-Ihwali, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam and the world at large, let me take this opportunity to salute you that Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. The topic which has been given to me is what is the essence of organizing this peace symposium, most especially here in Uganda. Let us first take this note that peace symposia are part of our effort of bringing peace in the world. Let us just first know that we not only do it by organizing the tents, halls, but it is even part of us. The founder of the Jamaat Ahmadiyya, Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad alayhi salam, came with two main objectives. One, the objective of mankind to God. You have to fulfill as a mankind that you have some tasks to do upon Allah the Almighty. Two, the objective of mankind in fulfilling the rights of one another. So, in fulfilling the rights of one another, here we do so many things. In the humanity first, as Majlis Ahmadiyya in the office of Khidmatul Halq, by helping many out there in the world, not only in Uganda here, but we move by helping the most vulnerable people in so many parts of our country, Uganda. So, the two things are the main objective for the true and everlasting peace in the world. So, as Ahmadiyya Muslims in Uganda, the fundamental objective is to turn our worship centers, our mosques, for the 5 daily prayers, rather than making the mosques or madrasa, even some worship centers like churches, the center of brutality. So, what should we do is by making our prayer centers a source of peace. When we welcome all members as Ahmadis, our motto is love for all, hatred for none. When we call people to the peace symposia, or when it's one, the peace symposium, our main task is to bring peace in society by making individuals better, by spreading love, and we avoid hatred. Let us avoid hatred. Let us spread love, harmony, both Muslims and non-Muslims. This will help us to avoid the fear in so many Ugandans, and some people have run away from the prayer centers. So when we create peace, when we spread love, let us preach the gospel of love than spreading the gospel of hatred. That one will make the worshippers run away from the prayer centers, not only the mosques, but even the cathedrals, the churches, the synagogue. People have run away. People are yearning to get peace, but they have not got it. So that's why as Ahmadi youth in Uganda, this is our 9th program, the 9th Peace Symposium, which we have organized in this month. And we call upon so many people to come and join us. Let us do charity, as the Holy Quran tells us to do so, to help the deprived people without discrimination of race, color, or religion. So, in doing so many charities, this has rendered our Ahmadiyya Muslim Association members in Uganda responsible people and good citizens of Uganda. So, we call other members to come up and stand with us in spreading the love, peace, and harmony, and avoid violence, because the Holy Prophet taught us that loving one's nation is part of our faith. We should love our country. We should avoid all unnecessary programs which do not bring peace in the world. Like our motto, our youth motto, our Khudam motto, which says, a nation cannot be reformed without reforming its youth. So, we have to teach our Ahmadi youth in Uganda and across Africa and the world that we have to love our country. You cannot love your country and bring disorder in it. So, let us bring love in our communities and avoid bringing violence, because violence cannot bring anything to us. Rather, it will create so many disorders in our country, Uganda. Huzul Akdas, Ayadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasir Aziz, in one of the Peace Symposium in 2017, he said, every year, 101,000 of people are joining us from amongst Muslims, from pagans and from other religions. So gradually and slowly we are growing, and one day, inshallah, we shall be recognized by the people of the world. So we are not the first to organize these things. We look from our elders, our leaders, our beloved Imam, Hazrat Mirza Masrur Ahmad, Ayadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasir Aziz. He has taught us that we should do the Peace Symposium because it calls all members, Muslims and non-Muslims, to come together to spread peace in the world, to spread peace in Uganda, because when we do not spread peace, no one will do so. As the Ahmadiyya Muslim youth, we have taken this in Uganda to forefront it, to spread peace, as we copy from our beloved Huzul, Ayadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasir Aziz, because he is the one who started this Peace Symposia, and we are also copying him, and we are spreading it. Allah loves those who create peace in the world. E.g., or example, even if you donate blood, you have created peace. Many people out there in so many hospitals of Uganda, they lack blood. But as Ahmadiyya Muslim youth, we forefront and we donate blood. Thousands of units. We give it freely without any single jot, which we request from those people who come to take it. However small we donate this blood, it is Allah who says, through our beloved master, Nabiyyuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who said that a person who saves one life, it is as if he has saved all mankind. And a person who kills one person, it is as if he has killed all mankind. We get this one even from the people of the book, those people of Israel. It is in the Holy Quran. Allah tells us that when you save one person, you have saved the whole world. That's why when we bring Peace Symposium and we remove this thing from the hearts of so many Ugandans, and these people become peaceful, we have saved mankind. So I take this great honor and opportunity to call good citizens of Uganda and all people of goodwill from all walks of life and different religious denominations to join us on 16th April 2023 at Mahmoud Mosque, Wandegea, in promoting peace and the world at large, here in Uganda and the world at large, inshallah ta'ala. May Allah bless you. May Allah be with you. I remain Senfka Abdul Malik, Sadala Majlis Sudamla Ahmadiyya Uganda, or President Ahmadiyya Muslim Youth Association Uganda. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Mubarak.
Thank you very much, respected Sadran Majlis Sudamla Ahmadiyya. That is Mr. Malik Senfuma, and that is very, very interesting. This Peace Symposium, as we have emphasized this, that the person who is at the forefront of all this is our beloved Huzur, Ayyadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasr Aziz. May God be his helper. He has worked in many countries emphasizing the issue of peace and interreligious harmony and intercommunal coexistence. That is very, very important. Thank you very much. Right now, we are going to be hearing from Sheikh Ali Mwanda, who is a scholar of Ahmadiyya Muslim community from UK. He will be taking us through the impact of Peace Symposia on an international scale.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Thank you for having me on your program. Of course, these peace symposiums here in UK have gained an international status. The fact that His Holiness attends these functions, many people come from all over the world. It attracts a lot of attention. And of course, the invitations are extended to political leaders, religious leaders, and people from other different walks of life. And because we are discussing peace, and as we see the world today is struggling to find a way how to bring about a peaceful settlement where we have conflicts around the world. But when we get these opportunities here, and when we talk to these political leaders, faith leaders, and people of influence within the world, it is an opportunity to also deliver a solution, a peaceful solution, which Islam puts forward, which Islam presents to the world, how we can live peacefully together. And the fact that we collaborate, we work in collaboration with so many other humanitarian groups working across the world. They also do come and attend our functions. They come from far and wide, and it impacts greatly on the international world, on the international stage, because the media attention is so great as well. We do get people from the press, people from also from print media. They attend these functions and they deliver the message which is centered upon peace. And always the keynote address of His Holiness is always the peak of these functions. And every year it is surprising that Huzur comes up with a peaceful solution depending on the situation of the world. And Huzur puts forward a wonderful teaching of the Holy Quran, where God Almighty is guiding mankind. And through the Khalifa of the time, you wonder how Huzur...
Oh, we apologize for that network interruption, and he was actually talking about the importance of these peace symposia on an international scale, but we have lost him. We hope that next time we shall be able to get him back on this platform. We apologize for that. Now, allow me to take you to our last speaker, and that will be the Sadran Majlis Kudam Ahmadiyya, Nigeria. That is Brother Abdul Rakib Achitunda, who is going to be taking us through the Peace Symposium as a tool of bringing interreligious connection or interreligious peace among communities. So let's also hear from our brother Sadran Majlis Kudam Ahmadiyya, Nigeria.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. We thank Allah the Almighty for keeping us alive at this moment. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts all our ibadat. Ameen. The topic I'll be discussing this time is Peace Symposia as tool of strengthening interreligious brotherhood. Peace Symposia are avenues for religious dialogues, which by implication gives us the opportunity to discuss our differences and the reason why each and every one of us is doing what he is doing, and by implication it strengthens interreligious brotherhood, it strengthens religious tolerance, and ultimately it fosters peace within our society. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Ali Imran, Quran chapter 3 verse 65, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to call the people of the book, that is the Christians and the Jews, that Allah says, قُلْ يَا أَهْلَ الْكِتَابِ تعالوا إلى كلمة سواء بيننا وبينكم ألا تعبد إلا الله ولا نشرك به شيئا. Say, O people of the book, come to a word equal between us and you, that we worship none but Allah, and that we associate no partner with him. We can see that it is Allah himself that commanded the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam over 40 centuries ago. That is to say, Islam gives the room and the opportunity to have dialogue, to have discussion with people of other faiths, as he commanded the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to do so. And we have the record in Islam that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam at a time visited a group of Christians to learn about Islam. You know, a group of Christians visited the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to learn about Islam. They requested permission from him to perform the rituals, you know, their own rituals in the masjid, that is the place of worship, which is called mosque of the Muslim. The Christians, that the group of Christians asked the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you know, they took permission from him to perform their rituals in the masjid, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam granted them. And later they opened, you know, a debate, and in the masjid during the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam time, he explained to them the tenets of Islam and tried to convince them of their veracity, and at no point did any of these conversations led to any argument or force. And this debate resulted into a peace treaty, which the Christian encompassing the following details. 1. Christians have the right to live in safety. 2, that their property will be protected. Number 3, that their churches will not be harmed. And number 4, their monasteries will not be closed and their priests will not be impeded when performing their duties. Moreover, the Christians will not be compelled to provide supplies for Muslims during the times of war, and it is not permitted to interfere with or interrupt Christian worship. It is recorded that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ visited Christian churches and Jewish synagogues in order to foster understanding and put an end to interreligious enmity and hatred. When you look at this, it was also recorded in the hadith of Rasulullah ﷺ that he had religious discussion with people of other faiths, and having understood their viewpoints, he interacted with them in accordance with their understandings. This explains the reason why Allah the Almighty says in the Quran that he should call the people of the book, the Christians and the Jews, so that they can have interactions, and when they have interaction, they can talk about certain things that actually envelopes everybody together. And that is a commandment to the people of the book, that they should not worship anyone but Allah the Almighty, and that they should not associate anyone with Allah the Almighty. And that is exactly the position of Islam. Islam gives room for opportunity to discuss, to dialogue about faith. By so doing, we will understand exactly what we are doing. You will also understand exactly what they are doing. And that also actually was exercised by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, taught us a golden principle, which is to choose for brothers what we choose for ourselves, because the lack of peace is caused by an anxiety of the heart, and this anxiety are born whenever there is deprivation, whenever the provision is felt. That is when someone is deprived of any of his rights, when one feels oppressed, and when one feels inferior, and when one feels that there is no hope for justice, when the gap between the rich and the poor widens, when one feels that there is lack of equal opportunities to progress, when there are interferences in a person's faith by the powerful, and when a country tries to prove its supremacy over another, and in the name of aid, a superior power tries to take hold of the resources of another country. That is when we see a lot of challenges, coming up, when there is a country that wants to forcefully take possession of the right of another country, when there is a religion or set of people in a religion that want to forcefully make other people believe in their own religion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that if He had willed, He will make all of you to believe in the same thing. But He did not do that. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, says He has created you so that He can test you with what He has given to every one of you. Hazrat Masrur Ahmad, the Khalifatul Masih al-Khamis, A'adallahu ta'ala bin Nasir al-Aziz, said that our faith demands us to try and urge people in all parts of the world, whether rich or poor, whether powerful or oppressed, whether religious or irreligious, towards peace and justice. Which means at every point in time, we must ensure that we maintain orderliness, we maintain peace, we maintain justice. And this can only happen when we have peaceful dialogue with other people of faith, whereby they express their understanding about their faith. We also express our understanding about our faith. And in this dialogue, it will give a room for those who understand Islam the way we have presented to them in a very beautiful way, to say they want to embrace Islam. So therefore, symposium or having symposia will give us the opportunity to have dialogue, to understand people of other faiths. And sometimes it may be that the approach through which we present certain points, certain matters, is what actually make other people to go away. But when we present in a very pleasant manner, in a very friendly manner, Symposium will give us the opportunity to do that. That is why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed on the Quran when he was talking about Prophet Musa alayhi salam that he should go to Pharaoh, and Pharaoh is an arrogant person on land. Allah says, "Izhaba, you and your brother, izhaba ila Fir'aun innahu kana tagha faqula lahu qawlan layyina la'allahu yadhakkaru aw yakhsha." That, oh, you Musa and your brother, go to Pharaoh, go to Fir'aun. فَقُلَّا لَهُ إِنَّهُ طَاغَ, is an arrogant person on land. فَقُلَّا لَهُ قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا, and talk to him, with generous word, with mild words. لَعَلَّهُ يَذَكَّرُ أَوْ يَخْشَى. Maybe he can reflect, maybe he can think, or he can embrace fear of Allah the Almighty. Which means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded Prophet Musa alayhi salam to go to Pharaoh, even though Pharaoh was so powerful on earth, and he was so powerful so much that he could have done so much evil to Prophet Musa alayhi salam. But of course, because Prophet Musa alayhi salam was a prophet of Allah, he was protected by Allah. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded him to talk to Pharaoh, with mild word, to ensure that he talks to him in a way that Fir'aun will understand him and perfectly calmly respond to Prophet Musa alayhi salam. But we know what actually ended Fir'aun. But the point there is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded Prophet Musa alayhi salam to talk to Fir'aun with mild words, which means when we want to have dialogue so that people of other faiths understand our position about Islam or any other thing that we want to discuss, Symposium is a great avenue for us to do that. And of course, having mild words, having cool engagement with people will make them understand. I often hear a scholar say the story of 4 young men who were traveling together. These 4 young men speak different languages. One is Arab, and the second one is Turk, and the third one is a Persian, and the fourth of them is a Greek. Someone gave them a sum of money, and when he gave them, the Arab mentioned immediately and shouted that, "Let us buy inab." The Persian shouted, "No, we are buying uzum." The Turk shouted, saying, "No, we are buying stafil." And the fourth one, who is the Greek, shouted, "No, we are buying angur." They fought and they fought so bitterly because they speak different languages, and they fought and began to beat themselves because until a man who is a polyglot came around and asked them what really happened, and they explained to him. The Arabian man said, "I want to buy this, I want to buy inab." The Persian said, "I want to buy uzum." The Turk man said, "I want to buy stafil," and the Greek man said, "I want to buy angur." The man who understands all the languages, all the 4 languages the 4 of them speak, he now said, the man then smiled and said, "Give me the money." And when he took the money, he said, "I will satisfy all of you." He bought a bunch of grapes and brought it to them. When they all saw it, the Arab shouted, "Allahu Akbar, this is my inab." The Persian shouted, "This is my uzum." And the Turk shouted, "This is my stafil." And the Greek shouted, "This is my angur." It turned out that when they were fighting the same thing, it is because none of them cared to understand. None of them cared enough to understand what we are fighting for. They had beaten themselves to stupor. And therefore, Peace Symposia, in an engagement that the man who understands multiple languages came around them to tell them that, okay, the grapes is what all of you are asking for. But they did not come down to understand that it is the same thing that they were asking for, and they started beating one another. But when this man came, he bought the same thing that they were agitating for, and eventually it was because lack of understanding in the language that they all spoke, and that actually solved the problem. Which means, therefore, that Peace Symposia give us the opportunity to know about other people's beliefs, other people's understandings, and by implication enhances peaceful coexistence in our lives. And that's the position of Islam. Going back to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded the Prophet Muhammad sallam about in Quran chapter 3 verse 65, that he must engage people. He must engage people of other book, the Jews and the Christians. And by so doing, they will understand the Islamic monotheism. They will understand that they should not worship anyone but Allah the Almighty. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant us understanding and make ummah of Islam expand and make other people of other faiths understand Islam better so that they can admit true Islam. Wassalam.
Hail TV, keeping you in the know.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما